Welcome to the Unlearning Curve, From Crap to Clarity, a featured segment of the Unlearn the Crap and Level Up podcast, where your soul is calling, and we answer with truth, healing, and transformation. I'm your host, Kathy Baldwin, author, speaker, and guide for those ready to break free from conditioned responses and automatic programming, aka the crap that's been holding you back. In these bite-sized episodes, we'll get real about healing, subconscious rewiring, and rising into your power, one unlearning at a time. Hi, welcome to Unlearn the Crap and Level Up. Your soul is calling. Today's special episode is called The Unlearning Curve. And in this episode, we are going to become more impactful and more focused as we talk about the things and issues that you need to unlearn your crap. Today's topic is about autoimmune diseases and my fibromyalgia journey in healing. So I have a question for you. What if your chronic pain isn't just physical, but it's actually a call to unlearn the crap that your body has been forced to carry? In this powerful episode of Unlearning Curve, From Crap to Clarity, I'm going to open up about my personal journey with an autoimmune disease called fibromyalgia. It is a condition that once defined my life and took me to the brinks of despair, but it no longer has the power to control me. I'm going to talk about how I went from surviving in constant, never-ending pain to living in alignment by unlearning the internalized patterns that were keeping me sick. I'm going to share how my fibromyalgia had impacted every aspect of my life and how traditional medicine couldn't explain what was happening. And I needed to go deeper into the emotional, energetic, and spiritual roots in order to finally get my healing. This is the episode that I wish someone had given me when I was drowning in symptoms of pain and in silence. So what is fibromyalgia really? For a long time, doctors couldn't explain it. And so it was thought fibromyalgia was this mysterious disease that was just made up in someone's head. But actually, fibromyalgia is an autoimmune disease where your immune system believes it's protecting you by attacking your very body. And the way it happens with fibromyalgia is it attacks the muscles and the nerves in all areas of your body. It is different for each person as to where it is carried, how strong the symptoms are, and how debilitating the pain was. Major symptoms of fibromyalgia are chronic pain. It never goes away. It is only a matter of degrees of how much pain we're in. Fatigue, brain fog, sleep issues, digestive problems, which lead to weight gain, which affects mental health. Fibromyalgia and all autoimmune diseases are mainly found in women. Over 80% of all autoimmune diseases are diagnosed in women, and they're often misunderstood and misdiagnosed. Dr. Gabor Maté talks about how women who don't put themselves first on the list, who take responsibility for everybody's problems, put their emotional, physical, mental, financial needs ahead of their own, are part of what causes fibromyalgia. It is a betrayal of self that is released and felt in the body. It is also when we have unprocessed stress and living with chronic conditions of constant adrenaline as your source of energy and constant cortisol that is not processed through the body and is now held in the cells. Because when we suppress, well, we hold on to things. When we hold on to things that the body doesn't know what to do with, it creates inflammation. That inflammation covers that hormone, that chemical that should have been processed through our lymphatic or any other digestive drainage system that our body is using. When we don't process it, it becomes a foreign substance that the body doesn't know what to do with. Increased inflammation now is the source of upsetting the microbiome of your gut, which now changes how your digestive system works, which causes a whole host of other issues that happen. The end result is that fibromyalgia is a result of disconnection from self, overgiving, self-sacrificing, people-pleasing, taking too much responsibility that's not yours. The high cost of fibromyalgia is generally, the way I describe it, is I was too strong for too long. I pushed past all of the signs that my body was trying to tell me. The way it started for me, it started early in my, I believe 19 years old was my first ulcer. From there, I developed IBS. I developed chronic digestive issues. My body would go from extreme diarrhea to constipation and everything in between. Food became my enemy because I never knew what was going to set off my digestive issue. I had a whole series of traumas and griefs and stresses. I had too many things that I just learned to live with instead of learning to process. Because stresses and traumas are not meant to just be suppressed and learned to live with. They're meant to be acknowledged, felt, and got the lesson from it and released. And that was not something that I was taught how to do. It was also not something that doctors truly understood on what was happening. And so the traditional therapies that I were given were talk therapy, which all it does was create more focus on those traumas and those stresses. So I would feel worse after any type of therapies. What I needed to do to unlearn my fibromyalgia was unlearn the belief that everybody came before me. It was time that I put myself first and actually took the time to look and acknowledge everything that I had been avoiding and suppressing for over 45 years. It was a intimate, agonizing process. But each time I looked at something and decided, am I going to keep it or am I going to release it? Very much like house cleaning in the spring when we're going through our closets and deciding what it is we need and want to keep. That's how I used my unlearning to help me heal the majority of my fibromyalgia. I would take a look at a situation and I would say, this is what I did. This is what I knew at the time. Now, as who I am today, this is what I would do if this situation happened. And this is how I would handle it. And I gave myself grace and forgiveness for not being able to do it right the first time. Now, when I say right, I mean, not being able to do it in a healthy, empowering way. I did it the best I could with what I had at the time. Some of the tools that I used to unlearn my fibromyalgia was one, I became an energy healer by becoming a practitioner of the emotion code and the body code, a system that was taught by Dr. Bradley Nelson. I love how we're able to take the physical releasing of the chemicals and the traumas and the inflammation, but there's also an energetic component to everything. Everything is energy and it is physical in our experience. So when I only dealt with the physical, I was left with the energy imprint of all of that. And so using myself as a test for becoming part of a practitioner of this modality, I was able to release all of my suppressed issues that I had been dealing with. This was a major game changer for me. I also learned about somatic work and how when we move our body, we can release those traumas. My calves were so tight that it was a place that the lactic acid of the stress was stored. It's one of the lowest parts of my body. So as that weight of those traumas, they were felt in my calves. Though that tightness in my calves now also went into my feet, which made walking very difficult. These are some of the things that happened. I also became very good at using meditations. And for me, I needed meditations that were sound oriented, guided meditations. My favorite is the Trilliminals meditation by Morry Zelcovitch. And I'll put a link into the description here so you can find it for yourself. Morry created a system that rewired my brain into a way that was healthy, and it actually released all of those stresses. There are so many modalities that are out there. What worked for me is not the be all end all. It's just what I used that I found relief from. I highly encourage you, if you are struggling with any autoimmune disease, that you put yourself first and you learn how to release that which your body is trying to get rid of. I am med free. I am not 100% symptom free. I still have flare ups. But 90% of my life, I live pain-free, symptom-free, attack-free from my fibromyalgia. And I know that when I get overstressed, I will have a flare. And I learned how to address those flares. So my flares are becoming fewer and farther apart. Your symptoms are not failures. They're signals, they're information. Your body is not betraying you. It's begging you to listen and understand the language. I want to share a quote with you from my book, Unlearn the Crap and Level Up Your Soul is Calling. We are not taught to listen to our pain, only to fight it. But pain is often the body's last ditch effort to be heard. Will you listen? Will you learn to heal your own autoimmune disease before it takes the rest of your free life away from you? You have the power, and you are worth it, and you do matter. Come back next time where I will be talking about another way that you can use the unlearning curve for you to step into your own empowered life and level up. because your soul is calling. Until next time. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Unlearning Curve. I hope you enjoyed it. If something landed for you today, make sure to follow, like, comment, and share, and check out all the other full interviews and other episodes of Unlearn the Crap and Level Up podcast, where you'll find deeper conversations, expert guests, and real stories from people just like you who are unlearning their crap and choosing clarity. Visit me at kathybaldwin.me and get all my free resources. Check out my coaching programs as well as my books. Until next time, keep showing up, keep unlearning, and keep leveling up because your soul is calling.